Howdy folks, Doc here with Last Best Tool, and this is the handle for the Kobalt 3-in-1 multi-use saw. What it is, it's got a set screw and a little slot where you're ideally supposed to be able to put in Sawzall style blades as well as hacksaw blades, like this Kobalt one. This is how it arrived. It was in this, it had this installed, it was in this package, had this other Kobalt blade in there with it, and also a flush cutting blade right here. Now, when I did the video earlier about using this Nicholson file holder for a saw blade holder, which I wanted to be able to use hacksaw blades and Sawzall or reciprocating saw blades at a minimum. Other blades would be great, but several people suggested different brands. One was a Stanley. I looked at the Stanley. It was about 20 bucks, or it was about 22 or more if you wanted this flush cutting blade as well, or instead of the one that comes with it. And then there was a DeWalt that looked just like the Stanley, and then there was a Kobalt here. The Kobalt was about 14 bucks. The DeWalt was like 16 or so. The Stanley was about 20. But this thing, I thought, well, I'll give this a shot. I think this is an old style handle. There were a couple of handle choices, and this one is rubberized all the way to the end, and I thought that's my preference for a saw. However, the new one, it's hard plastic, and I didn't think you'd be striking on it, so I didn't know why they did that. But anyway, the set screw simply dials in this little metal plate. The blade is designed to go on the opposite side of the bend, but a hacksaw blade, you can get it a little ways in with the bend, but that doesn't help. Now, here's what's going on. The set screw just simply provides some compression in here. There is nothing, no other kind of retention. If you look at this snap-on, this is part of the snap-on quick cutter. This snap-on blade, or handle here, has a little dimple, and that dimple actually allows better retention in this holder, because kind of the Sawzall style blades or the reciprocating saw blades have that little hole, which is a part of the reason that they can stay in so tight. But this thing, it's simple compression, but you know, so is that. Now what happened was I cinched it up just finger tight, and I could get some movement there, but I thought that's not bad. It'll hold that. That's as good as that. So I went with one of the, actually I started out with this one, put this in, did a finger tight, popped right out. Thought, well, that's not good. Let's try, maybe I have to carry another tool around to cinch that down. So I just cinched it down, and I can feel it loosening up in there, and then it'll pop out pretty easily. And that's snugged in. You can see I barely get it back in there, and that's using this to squeeze it down. And my preference is not to. So maybe if this had a stronger, like a flat fastener, I could grab a little bit easier. But popped out. If I go to these thicker blades, and some people have complained about those because they're so thick they don't fit in certain handles, you can drop that in. And if I add some extra there, this slides out really easy. So I don't know what to do. Go have a talk with Lowe's, but I wanted to be able to just cinch it in and go to work. If I don't tighten it in with a screwdriver, it actually falls out pretty easily. So I'm not impressed. Anyway, so there it is, the Kobalt 3-in-1 multi-use saw handle, and it's going back. With that, Doc out.